All right, well, 31 minutes, that's long enough. It's getting kind of annoying in that I have to clean the phone. I need something a little bit better, more probably up here. So it's a little less awkward when I'm looking at you, having this conversation. As I just put on Instagram, and I'm going to keep this short because, well, and a little bit quieter. Shh. We're hunting rabbits. There's people out there that want me to kill myself, through and want to freeze me out. That's the reality of the situation. They want to keep me from working. They want to put me on the streets, and they want me to shoot myself in the foot. They want me to self-destruct. They want me to, kill the spirits of the people around me. They want me to lose my mind and end up in a mental institution. They want to discredit me and my reputation. I'm not playing the victim here. I will never play the victim. The truth is that this is reality, right? That we have to deal with psychopathic people. And there's people of the older generation, as there are in every generation, that just don't want to come down from the mountain. They want to stay at the very top, and they'll do anything. They'll fight tooth and nail. They'll manipulate. They'll kill. They'll enslave, and they'll harvest organs to keep themselves alive. A multitude of organs, like 15 different transplants in a short series of years. These people just want to live forever, but we can't live forever, and we shouldn't, because frankly, the Lazarus idea or conception, if you think about Wolverine, which is a story familiar to people of my age and to many others, that it's a curse, right? To live forever is a curse. There's fates worse than death, like paralysis or chronic conditions such as Lou Gehrig's or Alzheimer's, MS even, or genetic malfunctions. These things are worse, right, than the lives that we live. And I'm reminded of a line that I said I heard in the movie I just watched with Antonio Banderas, which was Atomica, or whatever it was, Automata, which is, you should consider how privileged you are, which is basically a threat. It's a veiled threat. It's like, well, if you like your position in life, you should probably keep doing what you're doing there, buddy, because otherwise we'll kill you, or we'll send you into poverty. You'll be in the food line. You'll be humiliated. You'll be socially isolated. You'll be in a digital prison, right? Because that's another thing too with this credit score and the means of technology is that in functionality and reality, because of the pragmatisms and my choices in life, in order to fight this machine that we've all created and that we've all acquiesced to, which is the word I was searching for earlier, that we've been apathetic and complacent about, that we just all stuck our nose down after being browbeaten and trained into this programming in our early lives, that conform or be subjected to the wilds, without any training. The Hunger Games are here. Let's be honest about it, right? Anybody that's put onto YouTube in this competition for fame and fortune, that for which I'm subject to and that I'm participating in by making these videos, and that I consciously and cognitively understand implicitly. Hence why, again, I put this out for public record, because red alert, here we are. Communism is here, whether we like it or not, and it's in functionality, or authoritarianism, and the last dying breath of the old generation and their mechanics of power, right? As if this is a video game, right? So the game mechanics, so to speak. So the only way to win is to not play. which is the prisoner's dilemma. So here I am setting the example, in that I will stand up. I will be the strongest mongoose. Because this is a collective effort now to change the mentality and to combat the increasing decline, which is it's an oxymoron. It's the ever let's see the ever increasing the ever increasing decline of stupidity, right? And the regression and the entropy, right? And the de-evolution, which is done on purpose to create a two-tier society, the likes of which we haven't seen since the time machine. That's it. That's the reality of it. Is that someone thinks that life would be better like that, right? Someone thinks that by having this anarchism, that they can be better leaders, but they're not, right? They're not better leaders. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze here. Excuse me. They're tyrants and they're warlords. And I don't need to mention names because, frankly, I don't have a list of people as to whom they are, because we're all complicit. We're all guilty of allowing this to happen, right? By our apathy, it continues, right? Evil persists when good men do nothing, and no matter what happens, we have to swing the scales of justice and equity back to the center. This has to happen with every generation as we come to maturity and power. So here we are, right? This is life, right? And I'll include this in bits and bytes as also a hybrid with the history of propaganda, because I'm more or less saying this about my own experiences in having life experience with aviation since my first familiarity with the aviation industry in Canada was again my childhood friend. His father worked for Canadian in the early 90s. And then I had my first co-op during high school with Air Ontario, while also being part of Air Cadets. And then thereafter, pursuing a pilot's license. I've done ground school multiple times. I still have an E6B computer and my copies of From the Ground Up and the Cessna 172 owner's manual. I have navigation maps, right? And I have access to them. I know how to find them. I know how to read a NOTAR and a TAR, or a TAF rather. I know and understand radio commands. I could very much and very well hop into an aircraft on an apron somewhere, and I'll talk to the person on the apron. I'll talk to someone, I'll give them the handshake and the old salute, and they'll let it happen, because we're tired. We're tired of all this, right? Sky King, I can do that all over again, but I would actually land the aircraft. I don't need any kind of other clearance, because power comes from the person. It doesn't come from the organization or the institution or the laws and legislation in place. Power is within each of us, and it's our choice to use it. Money don't mean shit if you ain't got anybody to share it with. Wealth doesn't mean anything unless you have family. That's the end of it. I don't know. I'm gonna go past 10 minutes here because we need to change things. It has to change. So we know the way forward, and that's what we're gonna do. Godspeed.